like to call this meeting of the Lammersville Unified School District Board of Education to order at 5 o'clock. This is a special board meeting. And if you'd all join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Matthew Balzerini.
Here.
Ann Vania.
Here.
Colin Clements.
Here.
Sharon Lampel.
Here.
David Pombo.
Here.
Sanita Jithendra.
Here.
Approval and or corrections to the agenda.
There are none.
I have a motion.
Move to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Colin and Sharon. Having a first and second, student preferential vote.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Agenda is approved. Receiving of public comments. Board shall give members of the public an opportunity to address the board either before or during the board's consideration of each agenda item. At a time so designated on the agenda, members of the public may also bring before the board matters that are not listed on the agenda of a regular meeting. The board may refer such a matter to the superintendent or designee or take it under advisement, but shall not take action at that time. The board may place the matter on the agenda of a subsequent meeting for discussion or action. Individual speakers will be allowed 3 minutes to address the board on each agenda or non-agenda item, and the board shall limit total time for public input to 20 minutes. Because of COVID regulations, we also allow and invite virtual public comments, which may be directed through the link in each agenda. Superintendent Nicholas, are there any public comments?
Mr. President, according to the Brown Act, for special board meetings, only public comments related to the agendized items can be read in public comment. So we do have public comments, but they are not related to the resolution tied to the bond. So therefore, we will forward the public comments to the board for their understanding and for them to review. But based on the Brown Act, we will not be having any public comments related to the agendized item.
Thank you. Moving on, item 5, action items. Consider approval of governing board resolution 21. Start over. Governing board resolution 202107, supplementing resolution 192013, authorizing the issuance and sale of special tax bonds for the purpose of financing authorized facilities, and approving and authorizing related documents and actions. Staff report.
Yes, first of all, we have, if there are any board questions related to this resolution, we have Bruce Kearns and Erica Gonzalez, our finance team, Steve Gald, who assists the districts in our bond work, and Chris Lynch, our bond counsel, available in the Zoom bullpen. If you were to have any questions, and we want to thank this finance team for their hard work in helping us move this forward. This agenda item is associated with a future Melrose bond sale that will garner funds to support the indirect cost term sheet agreement with MHI Mountain House Investors, and will allow the district to apply those funds to the soft costs related to the construction, design, and engineering of Evelyn Costa School.
Just a point of clarification, Superintendent Nicholas. This is not a new tax or a new bond. This is simply authorizing the sale of existing bonds through in an existing tax. Is that correct?
Correct. The Community Facilities District, CFD, has been established with this tax as part of its process, which allows these bonds to be sold in association with them. And that is going to generate funds to assist the school in the design, engineering, and development of Evelyn Costa School.
Thank you. Further questions or comments by the board?
Yeah, I just think it might be helpful if we pointed out for the public what is the supplement. So 20-2107 is supplementing a resolution that we passed last year. So could we just spend a half a minute highlighting what that supplement is?
Yes. And again, if it gets any deeper into the legalistic, we have in the bullpen our finance team and our legal bond counsel. So K-8 schools, according to the master plan and the mitigation agreements, are paid for through a combination of Mello-Roos bonds and through state matching funds. The district works with the developers and all of the parties associated with the building of a school. And this board passes CFD. This one for Evelyn Costa is CFD 2019-1. And in that, there's appropriate steps to take when the district needs to sell bonds to pool money together to pay for either the soft costs or construction of the school. So this action is related to the soft costs, which are can run up to a little over $4 million, mostly to architectural fees and the approval process through the Department of School Architecture. But then there's prepping the site and all these other costs that come along with it. So by creating a CFD, by following this process, by the appropriate way that the CFD was established, it gives us a mechanism to sell bonds to generate funds. And this is targeted to soft costs or indirect costs. Did that answer your question?
Yes, I think that will help the public that's watching understand what we're doing. Thank you.
Further questions or comments by the board? Do I have a motion?
Yeah, I'm scrolling down to that language. I will move to approve Governing Board Resolution 20-21-07, supplementing Resolution number 19-20-13, authorizing the issuance and sale of special tax bonds for the purpose of financing authorized facilities and approving and authorizing related documents and actions.
Second.
Further questions or comments by the board? Having a first and second, student preferential vote.
Aye.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution carries. Roll call, please.
Matthew Balzerini,
Aye.
Ann Bonilla,
Aye.
Colin Clements,
Aye.
Sharon Lampel,
Aye.
David Pombo,
Aye. Thank you. Moving on to item 6, calendar. Wednesday, December 2nd is the virtual CSBA Annual Education Conference Student Board Member Program. Thursday and Friday, September 3rd and 4th is the 2020 Virtual CSBA Annual Education Conference. And Wednesday, December 16th is our next regularly scheduled board meeting at 7 p.m. In a moment, we will be adjourning to closed session where we will discuss public employee discipline dismissal release complaint, Government Code 54957, conference with legal negotiators, Government Code Section 54957.6, and conference with real property negotiators, Government Code 54956.8.
I'll move to adjourn to closed session.
Second.
Having a first and second, student preferential vote.
Aye.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
We are now adjourned to closed session. Thank you all.